Hi, hi, hi. Hello, hello. Uh, am I audible in the stream? Hello, guys. Uh, Wait a second. Hello. Hi, hi, hi. Is it audible? Hi, Srini. How are you? I'm just waiting for them to give access for the press conference. And meanwhile, let's just chat, I guess. Hi, 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 everyone. Music? Which music? I'm not playing anything. Oh, okay. Wait. Thank you for letting me know. Let me change that first of all. Uh, it was actually default, the 5 minute thing. Let me change that. Yep. Hi. Uh, there is no schedule out yet. For people, everyone asking. Uh, we are just waiting for. Yeah, there is time before the press conference start. We are just waiting to get access. No. There is no official streams. For this particular press conference. These are just given to the journalists. Only journalists have the access for the stream, no one else. So Hi, hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm back again. I guess uh there was some issue from my side. I was just fixing it. I don't think there should be any buffer anymore. Can you guys let me know? All good. Thank you, thank you, thank you for letting me know. So everyone asking when Rossi will be here or G will be here. We don't have anything yet from Riot as of yet. But usually what happens, 4 or 5 players from each team comes and we get to ask questions about the tournament, how they're already uh, how they're happening over there, like everything and stuff. And that's how it is. Usually it comes in different batches. So yeah, we are just waiting. Hello. Uh, People who are saying it's on Sean Garris. So the thing is, he's doing a 1v1 with Angel, and the what I am streaming right now is the pre-event press conference where every player will be there. It's not a 1v1 interview which Garrus is having right now. So we haven't got the access yet. We are just waiting. Hello. Like if you are free, like I'm not restricting you guys to watch his stream. You guys can join his stream as well. We all are streaming the same content. But right now, what he is doing is just one-on-one conference, like interview with Angel as of now. That's all it's happening. We all are in the same Zoom call only. I'll just pin the message for you guys. That will be easier. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meanwhile, you guys can, by the way, you guys can ask me questions if you guys want to know something. Yeah. No worries, no worries. All good. I'm just letting you guys know because I know everybody will have questions. It's, I don't know, bro. I bought it from Amazon for 3K or something like this. Is it a good mic? Bro, I don't play much, but right now I'm flat, I guess. प्रीतम भाई पता नहीं अभी कितने देर में स्टार्ट होगा क्योंकि हम लोग वेट कर रहे हैं अभी भी राइट जब हमें रूम में लेट इन करेगा एक्सेस देगा हमें अंदर रूम के लिए तो उसके बाद ही मैं स्ट्रीम कर पाऊँगा मीनवाइल आई विल जस्ट चैट विथ यू गाइस मीनवाइल अगर तुम लोगों को कोई क्वेश्चंस है yeah we get to ask questions directly so if you guys have any questions in mind so you guys can ask me I can ask on your behalf Vaish, to be honest, I don't know. No, bro, I'm not using cam right now. It's already late. I don't think I'll be looking presentable in cam. So, Ocean Sharma cast करेगा. I have no idea better कि करेगा नहीं करेगा. Bro, instrumental, as I said कि मुझे idea नहीं है. Yep. And Hyper, you can go on Twitch and search Sean Garris. He's having one-on-one interview with Angel as of now. You guys are free. No. Devil, I don't work for Riot. Okay, I'll explain, Master. So, ये जो अभी इवेंट हो रहा है, this is VCT lock-in Brazil, and यो ब्रदर आप स्पैम करना थोड़ा बंद करोगे ताकि मैं अच्छे से बात कर सकूँ सबके साथ Thank you. So the format is like this कि total 30 teams है जो पार्टनरशिप के लिए हुई है राइट की तरफ से अलग अलग रीजन से एंड उसमें से हर एक टीम को शोकेस करने का ये इवेंट रखा है राइट की तरफ से एंड ब्राज़ील में हो रहा है ये इवेंट ओमेगा एंड अल्फ़ा ब्रैकेट्स है अल्फ़ा ब्रैकेट्स के मैचेस ऑलरेडी हो गए हैं और वो सेमीफाइनल्स में चली गई हैं टीम्स जो कि है एंड लाउड एंड DRX एंड अभी ओमेगा ब्रैकेट है जिसमें सब लोग वेट कर रहे हैं जिसके लिए ऑब्वियसली दैट्स जी एंड एक्सक्यूज मी हाँ इट्स अ ब्रूटल फॉर्मेट टू बी ऑनेस्ट सबको एक ही चांस मिलेगा एक ही मैच मिलेगा 3 मैप्स खेलेंगे एंड जो टीम जीतेगी वो आगे एक्सेल करते जाएगी देयर इज़ नो लूजर्स ब्रैकेट and I'll speak both in English and Hindi because I know there are a lot of viewers from different region as well, so they'll understand in English as well. Uh, I was explaining the PCT lock-in the bracket and stuff. So yeah, this is the Omega pre-event conference. If you guys don't know what is pre-conference, so I'll just give you a little bit overview. It's like every players from different teams comes and we press can ask them questions about the tournament, how's it going and what they expect and that kind of stuff. Bro, there is no music in background to be honest. I'm playing nothing. Uh, I'm playing no music. I'll just check my mic input. That will be better, I guess. Is there now any music? Okay, Smoke, considering there is a little franchise, so what do you think? So, I don't think it's little time. Partnership has been announced last year itself, and it's been a long time since then. I have no idea about the timing of the press conference. I'm also waiting. Uh, I have been joined by Rabia. She is also one of my colleagues. She'll also help us in the like your questions and stuff. Rabia, would you like to introduce yourself to the chat? Hello.
Hello. I don't know if anyone can hear me or not
Yes, 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 yes.
because I can't hear myself on the screen.
Yeah.
Can anyone hear me? Chat.
Yeah, they can hear. They can hear you. Okay, I'll bring my mic. There was no music. Okay.
Nice.
So,
Hello, everyone.
GK brother, there wasn't announced that it should be Omega versus Alpha or Alpha versus Alpha. ऐसा कहीं अनाउंस नहीं हुआ था. We are also just waiting कि कब हो. If you guys have any questions, you can ask. Yeah. She needs a good mic, and she will be
I am
upgrading soon.
actually I've ordered one. It should be here soon. So yeah, sorry. Right now I'm just using my neckband. Nothing else. So bro, Avinash, sorry.
ओरियो ब्रो स्पैम कर मत करो, क्योंकि मतलब जब आएगा आई लेट यू गाइस नो। स्पैम करके कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, क्योंकि जो आपको ऑनलाइन मिल रहा है वो आई एम नॉट श्योर इज़ इट राइट और रॉन्ग, सो इट्स बेटर कि जब हमारे पास ऑफिशियल राइट की तरफ से कुछ आएगा आई लेट यू गाइस नो।
अविनाश, न्यू एजेंट का ऐसा है कि right now the teaser says, I mean, there are some sort of hints there, like the producer said that there will be some sort of abilities that will help the agent transport from one place to another. So it may be some sort of like teleporter abilities, and but we don't know. The mechanism hasn't been explained yet. There has also been information that the agent will bring some new mechanics to plant. It's like, I don't know what that is, so we should be like waiting for it, like more details. Other than that, like we don't have much information about the agent. It should be an initiator or a sentinel. That's my best guess right now. And it could be this the agent could be
Yes, sure,
someone
yeah.
from a Spanish country.
Yes, sure, yeah. I have been covering VCT for last year, from last year. You guys can check out my channel if you want. I have different videos of press conferences as well as
Shaurya,
pre-event press conference.
we both are journalists, so yes, we do get um, you know, access to conferences, and we also get invites to attend the events on site. So yeah.
Rabia is one of the few journalists who got invited for VCT Champions Istanbul. I'll just share her Twitter. You guys can go and check her out over there as well. She have pictures with Shroud as well. Little bit flex, but yeah, sure. Why not? I'll just share her Twitter. You guys can check her out. Also, she's verified on Twitter, by the way. Oh wow. See, Devil is your follower. Did you know that, Rabia? Okay, so the press conference is about to
Recording
start.
in progress.
Actually, I know that Devil is following.
The press conference is about to start. We got the access to, and I'll just share my screen.
It's not. I mean, yeah, that's it. It's always good to meet players. I've met many at Champions last year, and I'm hoping to actually go this year as well for Japan Masters.
I'll just share the screen now.
So we both are working for Jinx right now. It's a UK-based publication. Shubham, right now we don't, obviously we will have to see, but on paper, Global Esports looks amazing, and they actually have like a good chance to win the game. But given that they just met IRL, in Brazil, so we don't know what's the synergy right now. But sooner or later, the team will actually become so good.
I'm just fixing the stream actually. It's a bit messed. I don't know why. Yep, no, it's good. So yeah, it's okay. No, you're good to go.
Yes, I actually saw the video of the new Vitality roster. I think the video editing was amazing and the roster looks nice. Devil, no, to be honest, we are so busy with, with the coverage of VCT Rockin that we are not getting much time to watch these sort of videos right now. But once I'm free after the games, then definitely I'll have a look because Esperossi is like one of my favorites. So it's always good to
Yeah, if you
watch.
guys have any questions, yeah, you can ask us in the chat. And if we think that's a question that we can ask, we'll definitely ask them. Draken, it doesn't matter to be honest, because both are playing in different leagues. GA is playing in the franchise or the partnership league or the uh, what's it called? Yeah, partnership league, I guess. And VLT is playing the Challengers League. So yeah, both are representing South Asia region. That's a very big thing. First time. Okay. To be honest,
There will be
I don't
sure
think.
to ask this question.
I don't think.
Maybe, but if we get a chance, definitely. Because there will be other journalists there as well. So we can ask like we'll have to ask turn by turn. So if we get 2 or 3 turns, then definitely.
No. Guard is part of Challengers League. So no. HyperX, we have no idea. We haven't got anything yet from Riot. So I cannot let you know at what time they will be joining. Or Rossi will be coming.
One interview is over, so press conference. It should start. Soon.
Yeah, this conference should start soon, I guess. Challengers League for okay for Vitality. If I'm being honest, no, I have started the video feed, brother, and no, it will be a video feed. No, there is no official stream, Bhushan. We are journalists and we get access for press conference, and I'm streaming it for you guys to enjoy these sorts of content. Like as a viewer, you guys must be curious how these things go. So that's why I'm just streaming it. That's all. And I think, Draken, to your answer to your question is that, to be honest, both the teams have equal chance. I think because the equal number of experience Global has, Vitality also has. They have Bone Cold and Sea Nether. They are like one of the top players in EMEA region as well. So yeah, and if we talk about experience, we have Arian in Global, Texture, Bazi. These are also great players. So yeah.
I don't think so that 2 Pacific teams will be okay. I don't think so. To be honest, I think it will be. Let me check the brackets again. Then I'll.
It's a dream come true, to be honest, Srini. But let's see.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. It will
To
be
be
happening
very honest,
because
because like
It's like, personally, I feel that the Omega bracket is more competitive than Alpha bracket. I am biased, to be honest, but yeah.
I think we should either one NA and one EMEA team, maybe. I mean, to be honest, it's so hard to guess, but
Yeah.
you know, like there's Fanatics, Sentinels, 100 Thieves. They have like good chances, and then there is Navi and Team Liquid.
So we'll be starting the press conference shortly, as Riot has mentioned us. Rabia, will you be here, or you will be joining the press conference? How will it be from your side? Rabia, hello.
I'll be at both sides. I'll be
Okay, okay, okay,
joining
okay,
from my ID as well.
okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. No worries.
I hope to.
So yeah, the team
I know.
hasn't been announced yet from global yet. Who will be the playing five? So we don't know.
To be honest, I think that Rossi will be playing. To
Yeah,
be
Rossi
honest,
will be playing for 100%. Like I'm sure about that. That Rossi will be playing for sure. Like this is one opportunity he has to showcase himself.
brackets right
Yeah,
now,
Aditya, sure.
no
I'll.
team I think is overhyped or underhyped. There has been such a huge roster mania, and right now the question is which team has been successful to create that synergy that is required at that stage. No team playing there is weaker than the other. It's just which has a better synergy, to be honest.
If I'm being honest, like the lack of practice which Global had, and like half of the team was in Korea boot camp, half was in Mumbai boot
Yeah, that
camp.
could actually affect them.
It is
But
actually like, uh, I guess, con for us, for con for Global, if I'm being honest, compared to Vitality, because the team was practicing in their boot camp in Germany. So yeah. Shubham, if I'm being honest, there is no pressure on the players, uh, because everyone is experienced over here, and uh,
no, I think what Shubham means is that, you know, there will obviously be pressure to be playing in front of the international
yeah,
audience
definitely.
and at a global stage. And yes, there will be no's, but if Rossi is able to control that, then definitely we think that he's gonna pop up.
Yeah, Nini, Ujjwal, you didn't get my point. My point is being that the team met in Brazil for the first time, the whole team all together. So the practice which they have all together as a team in a single room is far less compared to the other teams in the brackets. That's what I meant. So, Draken, if I'm being honest, as a player, you don't think about that we are the only two Indian players that are
Yeah,
representing or something like this. Uh, that
you
all comes
represent
down
your
to, yeah, that
you
all comes,
represent your region there, not a
yeah,
country.
yeah, region, your team,
If you're in a team, you play together. It doesn't
yeah,
matter from where you are. You are there to showcase your skills and talent.
yeah.
And we think Rossi and I think Foss both have that.
All right,
So the
everyone.
stream has
Hello
started.
and
Yeah.
welcome to the Omega Stage
Hey.
Lock-In Pre-Event Press
Hey,
Conference.
hey.
Today we are joined by XQQ of Zeta Division, Muggle from EDG, and Psycho from Sentinels. Members of the media had the option to pre-submit questions or ask them live. We will begin with the pre-submitted questions first. And the first question goes to XQQ from Sportskita Kushal. Going forward with the Omega stage of VCT lock-in, Zeta is the only Japanese team remaining as Detonation Focus Me was eliminated in the alpha half. Has it put you under a lot of pressure with the progression of the tournament?
XQQ コーチへの質問です。オメガブラケットでは、これから進行していく上で、ゼータディビジョンがもう日本のチームとしては、唯一のチームとなりました。この状況は何かプレッシャーのようなものを感じているのでしょうか。
日本語で答えて大丈夫です。
大丈夫です。
日本チームラスト1人、1チームということで、大事な一戦ではあるんですけど、そこまで日本チームがあと一つっていうところにプレッシャーはそこまで感じていません。で、どちらかというと、僕らは本当にマスターズ東京での結果が大事だと思っているので、このロックインブラジル、できるだけで吸収して、いい結果を持って帰りたいなと思ってます。
So being the only Japanese team in the tournament now, it's we do think that it is important to proceed in the tournament, but we're not really feeling the pressure here. What's important for us is to be qualified for Masters Tokyo. So we want to absorb as much experience as possible in this tournament.
Thank you. Next question goes to Muggle from Sportskita Kushal. After seeing FPX perform against Carmine Corp in the alpha stage, how would you compare the quality of Valorant in China to the rest of the world?
这个问题想问一下 EDG 的 Margo 教练，在看了在阿尔法半区FunPlus 和 KC 的一个比赛之后，您是怎么样来评判你们的一个实力对比其他赛区的一个实力呢？
看了上半区 FunPlus 和 KC 的比赛，我个人的感觉是，其实这两个队伍的实力差距并没有到很大的程度，主要还是在经验和扶持上面的一些差距吧。下半区虽然说我们的对手100T 很强，现在暂时是北美第一的水平，但是我觉得如果我们正常发挥的话，应该也不会跟他们有太大的差距。
So after seeing the game between FPX and KC, personally, I would like to say for the abilities between the two teams, I can't see the huge difference. But the reason why FunPlus can't get a win is maybe the lack of experience and also their map pool. And for us in our bracket, we're going to face against 100 Thieves first, and definitely they are the strongest team and they're the #1 team in America recently. But I think if we perform normally, there may not be a huge difference between the abilities.
Thank you. Next question goes to Psycho from Dexerto Lewis. Halfway through this bracket stage, 3 NA teams are already out. Did you expect more out of those teams? Do you think it puts more pressure on Sentinels and 100 Thieves to go far in this tournament?
I think it's an unfair question given the ridiculous format that we're kind of competing in here. I mean, half of the teams are going home before you even play a match. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be NA teams that went home unless they went all the way in their side of the bracket. As far as if it applies extra pressure to us, no, I don't think any of us are feeling the pressure here. I agree with what he said. You know, we're just focused on qualifying to Tokyo and winning champions. So this is just one step along that process. We're trying to get as many experiences scrimming and competing against international teams while we're here to prepare for the league when we get home.
Thank you. Next question also for Psycho from Sportskita. We already saw the new Sentinels roster perform for the first time at the Ludwig X Tarek Invitational. How much has the roster improved since then?
Well, at the Ludwig Tarek Invitational, we had about 4 to 5 days of practice. So obviously we're a completely different team right now. We've had a full month to get everybody situated in LA and really flesh out our protocols, communication, punch through the language barrier with our Brazilian players, and start developing our strategic depth, which I think we've done a great job of so far. And I'm excited to show what we have been working on in these upcoming matches.
Thank you. That was all for the pre-submitted questions. We will now open the floor to questions from remote media. Please use the Zoom hand raise feature if you'd like to ask a question and we'll call on you. First question, Scott Robertson at .esports.
Thank you. This question is for Coach Psycho. In previous events, while with XSET, you somewhat took on a bit of an antagonist role with the crowd at times. But now with Sasi and Pancada on the team here in Sao Paulo, there's a strong chance the crowd's going to be behind you in your upcoming match against Fnatic. What impact do you foresee the crowd having in your upcoming match?
We're excited for the crowd. We know we're not a home team, but we do have, players who live here. Sassy literally lives in Sao Paulo. So we're really excited for the crowd support. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be an antagonist. It just means I'm not going to be doing it towards the crowd. Hopefully the crowd will be on our side and will help us in antagonizing the enemies.
Thank you. Next question goes to Antonio from Nerditude.
Hi, my question is for AGH for Etor Gaming. Etor Gaming is one of the guests from the Chinese region, which has just joined it. How is the team feeling knowing that everyone has their eyes on they?
这个问题想问一下 EDG 的 Marco 教练，其实这一次 EDG 也是受邀参加了这次的赛事嘛？那其实有很多人来关注着你们，然后所以说你有什么样的一个感觉呢？
这一次我们是代表我们赛区的2个队伍其中一支，我们是也是打那个年终那个积分赛上来的队伍，所以我觉得我们要把握好这次来之不易的那个机会，赛场上好好表现自己。
So for us, EDG is one of the 2 representatives here. And also we are the guest, and definitely we are going to focus on our own performance and try our best in this tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Sulgi at VLR/BlitzGG.
Hello, this question is from Yuko. So with the chamber nerf being implemented into the game, how has this affected the rules for Kang, and what can we expect to see him on now in 2023?
这个问题想问一下 EDG 的 Marco 教练，其实是上博乐这个英雄是现在有得到些削弱的，所以想问一下，可能康它整体的一个定位会发生怎样的一个转变？可能在2023年我们能期待怎样的一个康呢？
这个英雄一开始我们是作为舰队核心去使用的，然后因为它正好跟康的那个象性很足，但是后边这个经过一连串的版本削弱之后，我们再强行拿这个英雄就会显得有点阵容上面会显得有点弱，所以也只是让康去打回他以前擅长的决斗位置，整体上队伍不会有太大的变化。
Definitely, I must say Chamber is a very important agent for the whole team because if we treated this agent as the core for the whole team, and also this agent can really fit into Kang's playstyle so well. But definitely Chamber got nerfed a bit through the metas, and also if we just would like to pick this champion, we may not have a very good composition. So we just would like to change Kang's role. Maybe he can play different champions.
All right, thank you. Next question comes from Sean Garris.
Yo, what's up, Don? You're looking good out there. So this one's coming at you.
Good to hear from you, buddy.
मोहित जी का भी टाइमिंग पता नहीं है.
Am I on? Hello. What's up, Sean? How you doing, buddy?
Yo, what's good, man? I'm curious what you think of the current meta after watching the alpha bracket. We saw a lot of chambers, but more importantly, we saw Loud have a lot of success with double duelist. You have Tens and Zek on your roster. Is that something? And you even experimented with it at the Ludwig Tarek Invitational. Is that something we expect to see more of throughout this tournament? Both of those players playing duelist, or is Tens going to be moving more towards initiator going forward?
Yeah, I think the meta is in an interesting spot. I think a lot of people were trying to figure it out coming into this tournament, both individually and per region. And I think that we've kind of seen the meta solidify per region, and now this is the first international event, and we're kind of seeing what's working and what's not, right? So yeah, Loud whipping out the double duelist. We've seen some other teams doing it in practice. We're a team that plans to have a lot of depth, and that includes in compositions. So yeah, I mean, we'll have some double duelist comps in the back pocket. We'll have some initiator comps in the back pocket. I don't want to reveal too much, but we're going to be ready for anything, and we see what these teams are running, and we we know who's running what and how to play against that, and we have game plans in place to deal with these different teams and what they're running. So I think you guys will be excited to see what we have cooked up and how it develops, not just initially, but as we go along throughout the tournament and throughout the league this year.
Thank you. Next question from Brandon at Esports GG.
Thank you. All justice to Psycho. You just kind of mentioned what you guys cooked up. So this brings me to kind of your partner in crime and leading the charge. Def, you were with him, from XSET to now. I just kind of want to ask you, how has he adapted to the IGL role with these new players? And what kind of evolution have you seen from him in that role since his time on XSET to now?
He's always been a tremendous IGL. I mean, that's why I picked him up on XSET to begin with, was his in-game leading ability. I mean, I saw him as a 9 or 10 out of 10 off the bat as far as in-game leading went. And then it was just a matter of adapting our strategies and gameplay around how he likes to call and kind of fleshing that out and adding the cryo piece down the line on XSET. So, here on Sentinels, I had a lot of faith bringing him in the IGL role. I still think he's doing phenomenal. I think with Sassy and Pancata, with Sassy and Pancata, we punched through that language barrier, and they're reacting to his calls very well right now. And I think that we're in a very good spot. I think that Def in particular doesn't get enough credit individually for what he does. I think a lot of people look at IGLs and just see, well, how hard can they frag? And I don't think that's fair. It's all about team performance and wins. And Rory led a team to top 5, top 6 at Champions last year, and he has no plans to stop right now. So, he's firing on all cylinders. The team's firing on all cylinders. We're ready to go.
Thank you very much. Next question comes from GameSpark.
はい。X99 コーチに質問があります。チェンバーの弱体化が入って久しいのですが、現在のメタの印象を教えてください。またそのメタの移り変わりがチームにとってどのような、影響というか、チーム作りに影響を与えたか教えてください。
もう先答えちゃっていいですか？そうですね、メタが変わったっていうよりは、本当に1個、2個前ぐらいのメタに戻ったような印象が僕持ってるので、今までチェンバーメタでほとんどのチームが、チェンバーを使ってきたんですけど、今がそれが、ジェットだったりキリジョになっただけかなと思ってます。で、僕ら全員そのメタを通ってきているので、昔のプレーを思い出しつつ、今の新しいバロラントのメタに適応しつつ、問題なくやれてると思います。
Question is, since the chamber nerf, the meta has changed quite a bit. What is your impression on the current meta, and how did it affect the team composition? And his answer is, we think that the meta is nothing new. It's more like coming back to 1 or 2 metas, reverting back to the 1 or 2 metas before. So we've been there, we've seen it all. So we now see the Jet and Killjoy. So it's just a matter of refreshing our memories and adapting back.
Thank you. Next question from Alan.
Yep. So this question is for Margot, and I will ask first in English. So my question is, so actually you and EDG, both most players, this is your second time to go into an international stage. You have the last experience in 2022 Champions. So what is the biggest difference from last time, or should we say what is the biggest learning from last time? Margot 你好，我是 Alan， 我就直接用中文问了。我想问的是，就是因为其实你和绝大多数的 EDG 的选手都已经有上一次的冠军赛的经验了，这是你们第2次国际的比赛。那你觉得你们现在跟上一次最大的不同是什么？或者说你们从上一次最多是学习到什么？
我们跟上一次，我觉得区别是在于一个训练的那个质量和态度上面。这边的训练质量会比上一次稍微强一点，因为我们都是靠在一个屋子里边训练室，一个大的训练室，然后我们约训练赛也很方便，我们去隔壁敲敲门就可以约到。上次的话，我们还要通过网站，然后还有一些队伍他们也不会上网站那些或者撞时间之类的。然后剩下的，我觉得这一次的 选手的训练赛的训练的心态上面会比上次要放松很多，上次有点太紧绷了，然后打出来的内容也会显得很紧绷。这一次我感觉我们的心态是比上次放缓的，所以我认为我们赛场上的表现也会比上次更好。
好的，好的，谢谢。
So the answer from the coach Margot was, so from compared to the last time, I must say the quality of our practice and also the attitude from all the players got better and better. Because this time it's easy for us to do scrims with other teams because all of us are in a very huge arena. It's super easy for us to just maybe to knock the door for our neighbors and we can just get some scrims with other teams because last time we need to went into the website and to try to have some scrims with other teams. And also for the men's side, I must say this time all the players, we have very relaxed men's side because last time all of us were a bit stressful. So with a very good men's side, we can perform better on stage, I believe.
好的，谢谢小安。
Thank you. Next question from Esports World.
e スポーツワールドの井ノ川です。XQ コーチに質問があります。日本に親交のある DRX もアイスボックスでピックしていた新エージェントのハーバーですけれども、XQ コーチから見て、ハーバーのポテンシャルをどのように感じてますか？
ハーバーのポテンシャルに関しては、アイスボックスがちょっと特別だと思っていて、僕たちももともと、セージとバイパーの代わりにハーバーを一人一枠で起用するみたいなことも考えてはいたんですけど、やっぱり DRX はメタの先行行くというか、綺麗な形で収めてきてたので、本当に尊敬できますね。
So DRX has been experimenting a lot with the harbor composition on Icebox. What do you think of the potential of this agent? The answer is yes, in Icebox, we think that this map is just special. We've always also been experimenting with trading Sage and Viper into Harbor as well. But we think DRX always are ahead of the game in terms of experimenting with the new metas and new compositions. So I have lots of respect for him.
Thank you. Next question from George Geddes.
Hello. Okay, it's on. I have a question for Don. I would say you look incredible, my friend. Although I don't know how hot you are in the arena there. I wouldn't be in a suit personally, but obviously got to keep up appearances. All right, fair enough. You got to keep up appearances. I understand.
That's right.
So my question will be about your opinion on your opponents. Obviously, you're coming up against Fnatic. Pretty tough matchup. Obviously, first of all, you will be coming out of the gates against arguably one of the best teams at the tournament. So I wanted to ask you, have you identified any weaknesses going into the match that you think that that you can exploit on this team?
I think it's less about weaknesses. They're a pretty well-rounded team. They're a very good team, right? They took 5th, 6th at Champions just like XSET did, right? We finished right alongside each other, even though we beat them in the head-to-head. So I have a lot of respect for those boys, a lot of respect for Boaster as a caller. But for us, yeah, it's less about weaknesses, more about just identifying tendencies and reactions. And, we know how these guys like to play. We understand how Boaster likes to call. And we hope to lean on some of those things, in the match. And, we know they bolstered their roster a bit in the off season. They're looking pretty sharp, but so have we, and we are too. So it's going to be a good matchup, possibly the best first round matchup in the entire tournament. I think either way, it'll be one hell of a match, but we're feeling very confident.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question for Game Watch.
Okay, so my question go to XQ, and I'll ask it in Japanese. XQ コーチに質問なんですけれども、まず、先ほどのお話でいろんな吸収をしたいということがあったんですけれども、現地で、他のチームと何か練習であるとか、スクリームみたいなことっていうのはできているのかというのが一つ目と、あと、初戦の、相手、リワイヤーさんというところだったかと思うんですが、に対して何か対策であったりとか、 どういうような戦略でいきたいかっていうところを教えていただければと思います。
じゃあ一つ目から、現地での練習はちょっと、ブラジルでのあまり良くない噂を聞いて、あまり十分にはできてないんですけど、それでも、組めるところは組んで、僕たちに必要な練習はそれなりにできてるかなと思います。本音を言えばもっとやりたいです。で、二つ目のレビアタンに関しては、どこのチームも、全チームすべて初戦は同じ条件なんですけど、今までほど情報がない状態での試合になるので、いかに自分たちの強みを押し付けつつ、試合中に適応していくかっていうのが、大事になってくるかなと思います。
So the question is, XQQ coach, you have mentioned that you would like to absorb as much of experience as possible in this tournament. How has the team been doing in the scrimming? And second question is, towards your first opponent, Leviathan, how have you been preparing? And the answer was, in Brazil, we have been scrimming with the local teams, but not as much as we have hoped for. So it's the absolute minimum that I have to say. And in terms of the preparation for Leviathan, it's the same condition for all of the opponents in first matchup, but as we have not much information of the opponents, our focus is to just play our games and focus on our strength and to adapt as much as possible within the gameplay.
All right, thank you. Due to the interest of time, we'll take Jinx, then Elizabeth, and then see if there's any questions in the room. Jinx?
Hello, my question is to Edward Gaming's coach. First of all, good luck with your upcoming games. My question is, VALORANT has arrived in China later than rest of the world. How is the team practicing to close the gap that may be there in terms of like skill and scrims, etc.? And how much do you think login event will help doing it?
这个问题要问一下 EDG 的一个Margo 教练。那或许教练觉得现在整个中国的一个那个无畏契约的整体的一个程度和其他赛区相比，会不会有一些差距？那怎么样能够在你们的技能啊或者能力方面来得到提升呢？你有什么样属于自己的一些看法？
技能和能力是指？
就是你们整体的个人实力啊，或者说一些能力的方面。
首先我们那个这边的那个总体的队伍质量肯定跟别的赛区都是比不了的，差距可以说是比较大。然后头部队伍的水平其实也是通过一直跟亚洲多亏有 DRX 这种顶级的对手，跟他们可以一直交流，所以我们才能迅速提升。不然我们一直局限在那一个地区，我们互相练的话，其实水平会有一个上限的限制。然后我们现在个人实力上面，主要看队伍的那个整体队员的象形是偏向于打团队性的，还是说可能风格比较张扬的，然后根据这种队员的风格来决定队伍的风格整体的走向，是偏向于类似于双决斗这种比较狂野的路线，还是说我们打双烟体这种比较偏向于打默认这种进攻的那个路线？
So the answer from the coach is, I think locally for the quality of all the teams, definitely we have a huge gap with other regions. And also I would like to give my thanks to teams like DRX, because definitely they are one of the top teams in Asia. And because we can have some scrims with those top teams like DRX, it's really helped us a lot to improve on our own skills and our own abilities. Otherwise, we can just reach the ceiling of our ability. And also in terms of our playstyle, it really depends on the player's playstyle, because we need to decide whether the players they play super aggressively or the players can more play around the macro to play like a whole. Because if the players have a very aggressive playstyle, maybe we can choose 2 duelists comp, or if the players would like to play more as a team, maybe we can have 2 controllers inside the map.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Elizabeth?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Then my question is for Psycho. Hello. I hope everything's going well down there. You spoke a little bit earlier in the press conference about the quote ridiculous format. My question for you is a single Elam tournament a fair way to determine an extra slot for Masters for a region?
I would not have made that decision personally, but I understand Riot have extenuating circumstances and they have to make the best decision to put on the best event for the fans that they possibly can.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you. Are there any on-site media questions? Okay, nope. All right. Well, that concludes our first press conference of the day. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be back with our next conference shortly.
Hi, hello, everyone. Say. Yep, she was Elizabeth. Yeah, from Korea. So, abhi, let's wait. No, they haven't said who is coming next. So, meanwhile, just so as you guys saw, those who were asking कि क्या होता है press conference में. So this is what happens in press conference. Players and coaches come and they have questions from media and they answer them accordingly. That's what all happens in press conferences. This is the pre-event press conference, so these are the questions before the matches, and and after every match there is a post-match press conference between the teams and the players. The loser team and the winning team players comes over there. We get to ask questions about the match, what happened during the match, whatever it is. Instrumental, please, bro. This is not a place to do all sorts of these sorts of things. Please don't promote these kind of things over here. I'll just yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they're on another level, yeah. Actually. I'm surprised, like DRX has like their unique playstyle and stuff. They find unique things they do, like the Viper ult, which everyone does in ranked right now. Like that was the first time we saw in Reykjavik when DRX showed us the air after thing. New, new metas, yeah. Like even in the Pearl match, no, sorry, Icebox with Harbor, yeah, Harbor, yeah. Sahej, I'll answer your question. So, as you saw, people can ask questions in their own language, in their own native language. So, I'm keen to ask Rossi question in Hindi, and yeah, we are allowed to ask. And there is no like such thing that you have to ask in questions in English only or like this, something like this. Yeah, so. No, Hyper, I don't know when Rossi is coming. As I said, Riot hasn't given us any schedule or list who will be coming next or what. If I get one, I'll definitely post it in the chat so you guys will let know. Oh, definitely. Every match in Omega is uh, like a blockbuster match, I'll say. Every match in Omega bracket is. Arey, Devil, the thing is, yeah, I know Rossi speaks natively English and his Hindi is weak. My point was being here. Okay, so the press conference is starting. I'll talk again later.
For the second conference, we are joined by Melzer of
I don't
Crew
know about the
Esports,
screen,
Angel from Navi,
but
King from
obviously,
Leviathan, Laz from Zeta, and Dep
let me
also
answer
from
this
Zeta.
question.
So we'll start with pre-submitted questions
I think
first.
that
The first question
they
goes to
already
Angel
have
from
this.
NK at the
Okay, I'll
Spike
answer the
GG.
question after that.
Now representing Navi, you've kept your whole FPX roster apart from Artis. How does Cena differ from Artis in terms of playstyle, and what can we expect to see from him throughout the season?
Sinet is more explosive kind of duelist. He likes to take duels. He know how to do it. He likes to take risk and winning more than losing. So I would say he's more aggressive in terms of his play style. And it's very interesting to play with him and learn how to fit him into our team. It's like super interesting.
Thank you. Next question goes to Laz from Gosu Gamers. So you'll be facing against Leviathan, which performed better than Zeta in Valorant Champions 2022, and that they might have more fans on the ground. What would be the number one key factor for Zeta to secure a victory?
翻訳入りますこれ。
入ります。ラン選手への質問です。初戦の相手は、レビアタン、去年のチャンピオンズでは、よりゼータディビジョンよりは結果を残したチームとなります。ゼータディビジョンが、今回この初戦において、勝利をつかむための、一番重要なことは何だと思いますか？
そうですね。まず、レビアタンは非常に強いチームっていうのは、昔からよく知っていて、対戦するのが、まずめちゃくちゃ楽しみにしています。で、そうだな。ちょっと、真横にいる状態で喋るのは、なんか変な感じがするんですけど、やっぱり自分たちが準備してきたものをしっかりぶつける必要もあるし、試合を通して、うまく修正、試合中に修正するクリエイティブさも非常に大事だなと思ってます。
So first of all, we've known Leviathan for being, we've known them for a long time, that they're a very strong team. So we're very excited to face against them. And it's kind of weird to be speaking about this right beside, for him sitting right beside me. But I think in terms of preparation, all we can do is to make sure to adapt well within the game and to show some creativity while playing.
Thank you. Next question goes to Dep, also from Gosu Gamers. In your bracket at VCT lock-in, which team would present the most threat to Zeta and why?
デプ選手への質問となります。同じブラケットの中で、最もゼータディビジョンに対して、脅威となりうるチームはどのチームか、教えてください。
ブラケットわかんないですよ。目の前の敵を出すことしか考えてないみたいな感じでした。そうです。
いや、でも、やっぱりレビアタンが一番危険かなって思います。
Yes, we believe that Leviathan is going to be our biggest threat.
Right, thank you very much. Next question goes to Melser from Sportskita Kushal. You have the chance to face your ex-roster at the semifinals of the Omega stage. What are your expectations for that matchup?
Va a jugar contra el rostro anterior de usted en semifinal de Omega. No sé qué expectativa tienes sobre este partido.
Siempre jugar contra un equipo que se conoce lo hace mucho más difícil y entretenido porque creo que se empieza con los mind games y saber lo que está haciendo el rival requiere llevar el juego más allá, más profundo para poder sorprenderlo, así que sería muy entretenido tener un duelo contra ellos en el torneo.
I believe that having tournament with one team that you already know, it makes it more difficult because there's additional to traditional things that you need to focus on the games. There will be mind games in order to make them rival, and it will be more interesting for me in order to have it more have more required skills in order to have match with them.
Thank you. Now we'll open the floor for questions from remote media. Please use the Zoom hand raise feature if you'd like to ask a question. First question from Roldy Agentes de Linea.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone. I have one question for each LATAM representative. So if that's okay, I'm going to start with Mercer. ¿Qué tal, Mercer? Hubo muchos cambios en crew en los últimos meses. Tiene un roster prácticamente nuevo y a nivel personal tiene ese reto de ser el IGL en este equipo. ¿Cómo afrontas tú ese desafío y cómo se ha adaptado el equipo a ti ocupando ese rol?
Bueno, creo que el cambio o usar hacer el papel de IGL no me pesa mucho. El equipo siempre se ha manejado durante una estructura y todos tenemos conocimiento de qué se debe hacer con esa estructura, así que el guiar a los demás es prácticamente solo decirlo porque cada uno sabe qué hacer, pero el que todos sepamos qué hacer hace el juego mucho más fácil y el cargo de IGL lo hace mucho más liviano, así que estoy tranquilo con ese papel y los chicos se han acomodado muy bien al juego, así que eso.
Gracias. Can I do a quick one for King?
Yes.
Sí.
¿Qué tal, King? Bien, el año pasado en Masters, Copenhague y en Champions considero que demostraron a todo el mundo que son capaces de vencer a cualquier equipo prácticamente y que son un grupo con un techo altísimo. ¿Qué ha cambiado en estos meses de preparación en el equipo para aspirar a tener incluso mejores resultados en este año?
Bueno, básicamente los cambios que quiso implementar el staff técnico al equipo fue un poco como para querer buscar o puchear, por así decirlo, los límites del equipo en sí, para donde se hicieron dos picks, que fue a Nosware y Masino, donde básicamente fueron escogidos con pinzas, como para tener a lo que le compete al staff el equipo más fuerte. Y como bien tú dijiste, son un equipo con un techo muy alto y creo que hemos podido crecer muchísimo más en ese ámbito gracias a eso.
Muchas gracias. Mucha suerte a ambos.
Thank you very much. Next question from Solgi at VLR and BlixGG.
This question is from Melzer. So you recently decided to add Ishedi into the roster in place of Klaus as part of your strategy while you take up Klaus's role as IGL. If you could, is it possible to give a bit more of an explanation behind the roster changes?
Dirige a Mercer, decidiste recientemente agregar a Shady como parte del roster y creo que hubo varios cambios en el roster. No sé si nos podría explicar brevemente en qué consisten los cambios de roster.
Siempre los cambios son por las necesidades y las comodidades que el equipo necesita, así que
Solamente el staff decidió que Accedi encajaba de mejor manera en el momento en que estamos entrenando con este lineup, así que solo fue eso, una decisión de staff referente a una necesidad.
Well, the changes in the roster is already always based on necessity and commodity of the team in order to practice and to win. So I think the staff decided that it is the best moment to realize such changes in the roster, and I think that's what basically is the lineup based on decisions and necessities.
Thank you. Next question from Brandon at Esports GG.
Thank you. I'll ask this to Angel. Last year with FPX, you guys had a really solid year, unfortunately not able to play at Masters Reykjavik, but awesome showings at the other international events. You mentioned that kind of key change with CNED now on the team instead of Artis. I just would like to ask you if you think you guys are able to carry that momentum over into this year, or if you believe it truly is a complete fresh start, with the partnership era in Valorant and the change of scenery now on Navi.
I don't think it's possible to carry something from the last year for anyone here because the competition becomes like 3 times harder. All the organizations basically gathered the best rosters they possibly could at this moment. And I think for anyone who wants to win this year, at least some tournament, they need to work like 3-4 times harder than previous.
Thank you. Next question from Esports World.
e スポーツワールドの猪川です。ラズ選手に質問があります。日本と比べてサンパウロは暑くて湿度も高いと思いますけれども、体調の変化とかゲームプレイに影響は出そうでしょうか？また会場の雰囲気はいかがですか？
そうですね。まずめちゃくちゃ暑いんですけど、そんなに外出る機会もなくて、ホテル間の移動とかも、冷房の効いたバスとか車用意してくれて、大丈夫そうです。はい。ただちょっと体調悪くしちゃった人もいるんで、大会までには治ると思って。はい。で、そうだな、ちょっと会場はまだ入ってないんで分かんないのがあるんですけど、湿度もそうだし、気温とかもすごいらしいんで、ちょっと警戒してますね。
ありがとうございます。
So this question is for Laz. So compared to Japan, I feel that Sao Paulo is very humid and hot. How is this going to be affecting your gameplay? And if you had taken a look at the venue, what did you think of it? And the answer is yes, it's definitely hotter in here. But because we've only been traveling back and forth between the hotel and the practice room, and lots of AC in there, so not really feeling the hotness here. But I hear that the venue itself is pretty humid and the temperature is hot, so hopefully it won't affect our gameplay.
Thank you. Next question from GameSpark.
はい、ゲームスパークの岡野です。ラズ選手に質問があります。前回の世界大会から少し時間が空きましたが、その間、チームとしてどのような準備をして、時間を過ごしてきたのでしょうか。また、現在のチームの仕上がり、状態についてどのように評価していますか？
そうですね。メタがすごく変わって、それにうまく順応するのと、練習していく中でどの戦い方が一番強いのかな、今のメタに合ってるのかなっていうのを、すごく探しながら、この大会で、この大会で、このタイミングでベストな状態を出せるように練習してきましたね。でチームの状態も全然悪くなくて結構いいなと思ってるので、試合が楽しみです。
So the question is for Laz. It's been a while since the last international tournament. How have you been using this time to prepare for the matches? And the answer is yes, there had been quite a bit of it, meta change. So we've been spending a lot of time to adapt and searching for the best composition that we can right now. And in terms of the preparation for the team, we are pretty confident about the preparation that and how far the team has come for the matches here.
Thank you. Next question from Sons of KS Latam.
Thank you very much. And this question goes to Angel. Hello, dude.
Yes.
Glad to meet you, to not see you. It's a
Nice to
pleasure.
see you, bro.
Nice to hear you too. You know the Latino teams, and you beat them before. how do you feel prepared with another team to beat them again?
Um, I don't look at it like you said, like beating Latam or whatever. I look at each opponent per time, and I look forward to a match with Crew. They look pretty strong. They made some changes, so you can prepare properly, right? So basically, who prepared better gonna win this game, I think. Nothing special.
Thank you very much for the answer,
No
and God
problem.
bless you, dude.
God bless you, bro.
Thank you. Next question from Sean Garris.
Hi, my question is for King, actually. I'm curious because a lot of teams in the region respect Leviathan a lot and say that you guys are the team to look out for. What has your practice schedule looked like following champions to get to this level? And what are your thoughts on the new meta with Harbor and Chambers, stepping away? I mean, you guys had one of the best chambers in the world in Taco. So clearly something's working out. How do you feel about everything?
Yeah, I mean, the changes from meta affected us like it did to every team, just like last said. And yeah, like I said before, we made some changes to grow like a stronger team. And yeah, I mean, we've been practicing a lot. We've been doing our routine. I don't know if everyone knows it. And just like Angel said, we are working like 3, 4, 5 times harder. And yeah, basically everything it's fitting in its place. And with the role changes, Taco is doing the to-do list role. He's adapting really good, and basically it's that, and we've adapt really good to the roles, and yeah, I think you have been told that because I'll say that almost every training here in Brazil, we had a really good scores. We played against a lot of NA teams. Yeah, I think it's something like that, and I'm really happy to hear that also from you.
You just didn't practice.
Holy shit. Thanks for the answer, man.
Thank you. Next question from Juan at Prensa Esports.
Yeah, thank you. Mi pregunta es para Melzer. Y bueno, es un poco relacionada a lo que le preguntaban antes a Angel. Si ustedes lo ven como una especie de revancha al enfrentar a Navi, que en verdad es un poco FPX, y sobre todo sobre el proceso de mejora que han tenido desde la Red Bull Homeground y sobre todo con los cambios de equipo. Bueno, el roster un poco.
O sea, yo personalmente lo veo como un partido más. Cualquier rival que me enfrente siempre lo voy a ver como solamente un rival, no, no de que va a ser una revancha o algo así. Y obviamente estamos mucho mejor y hemos cambiado bastante desde el torneo de la Red Bull donde no estuve presente. Así que eso, estoy confiante, contra cualquier equipo que me enfrente voy a estar confiante y solamente hay que enfocarse en el trabajo propio que siempre va a dar el mérito.
Super, gracias. May I make another question to King? Please?
Yeah, sure.
Super. Bueno, la pregunta es un poco parecida, pero sobre todo creo que Leviatán es bastante peculiar porque tiene 6 jugadores y sobre todo el caso de Kesnit, que podría ser el sexto player, que bien podría ser titular en cualquier equipo. Es decir, tienen como una baraja grande de opciones en el roster. Entonces, me gustaría saber cómo es que han trabajado con eso a lo largo de estos, pues sí, de estos meses y sobre todo cómo han mejorado desde LATAM GOTS, que creo que fue el último torneo como, digamos, un poco oficial que tuvieron.
Sí. Digo, como bien dijiste, Kesnit, uno de los mejores jugadores del mundo. Creo que algo innegable, todos lo saben. Y de hecho, lo hemos hablado con Onur, que es difícil tener a un jugador así que no siempre está de titular, por así decirlo. Pero
Hello, 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 hello. आवाज आ रही है? Hello, am I audible? Hello. Yay! Rossi is here, everyone. Hello.
Questions that were pre-submitted by our media. First question goes to SK Rossi from Sportskita Kushal. After playing Duelist for over 2 years, you've shifted to the role of initiator for your team. How have you adjusted to this new playstyle?
From asking to, asking my players to break recon, from being the guy who will break recon and recon now. Yeah, it feels all right. It's like new challenge for me, and it's like a reset for my entire thing, because all these two years I've been playing only Duelist. Now it's a new role. I have to learn a lot of new things about initiator, calming myself down, not to give up my life easily in the game, like not taking unnecessary duels or not taking risks. So yeah, it's been hard in the beginning stages, but we have a really good coaching staff and players who help me to develop as a really good initiator. I've been still working on that, but yeah, I think time by time I'll get better at this role and yeah, dominate.
Awesome, thank you. Next question is to Redgar from Adarsh at Sportskita. You come from a roster where every single teammate spoke the native language. How do you think your transition to a multinational roster like Team Liquid will affect your role as the IGL, considering you and Nats are the only Russian players?
I don't think that there is a problem, because I know how to speak on English and he knows also. And our communication, like sometimes at the beginning you have some problems, like to find out what do we mean and to see. But right now we understand pretty clear what are we thinking and what we want to do. So it's pretty simple, like just need the time to adapt to that.
Thank you. And next question goes to Jesse Vash from Sportskita Adarsh. Which team from NA or EU are you looking forward to playing against the most?
I don't have any specific teams actually. For me, playing against NA and EU team is one of my goal, because I also want to prove that we from APAC also can win against these NA and EU teams, because normally people always underestimate APAC teams.
Thank you. Next question goes to Redgar from the Spike GG NK. It's been a while since we've seen you and Nats on the stage. How excited are you to finally be competing, and how easy or hard was it to switch to comms in English?
I think it was like pretty exciting to play with the new roster, the new team. I think for every team who is here, it's pretty exciting, because we didn't play for the 6 months, if I'm correct, or maybe someone like less. And it's really important to find out in the new meta, new rosters, like new players. And I'm really excited to play it. Like also Nats, I think he's also excited with these emotions.
Thank you. And then last of the submitted questions goes to SK Rossi from Sportskita Kushal. You played with the same group of players for the majority of your Valorant career. Coming into a 7-man roster like the current global esports, how difficult was it to build team chemistry, considering all your teammates are from various parts of the world?
It was hard initially, because I was emotionally connected to my previous team, and now teams are like the players are from different teams, different regions, and yeah, it was hard for me as well to play from India because of the ping and not being with the team in Korea, team bonding and stuff. But like I said, like all the players and the coaching staff, they're like very kind. They always help. They always talk. We always take fun while in practice. So initial stages, it was hard. And then after games, days after days, I think we gelled up pretty good. And now after coming to Brazil, we're all together finally, meeting them in person is like really nice. And all of them are like very humble, and they're very friendly. So it's been pretty easy for me.
Thank you. We'll now be switching to questions from remote media. If you'd like to ask a question, please use the Zoom hand raise feature. First question comes from Alan.
Yeah, so this is a question for Bunko. Yeah. Hi, Bunko.
Hello.
Hello. So you and Vitality joined some off-season event, right? So you show some appearance in that, but I couldn't call that very perfect. So how much do you think you and your team improved after that?
So for the Red Bull home grounds, we had a solid like a 1 month of practice where we like
only like laid down like the foundation. We were still figuring like our roles in the team, and like we got that finished for Red Bull, and now we've only like we had like a month and a half of like non-stop practice. So we've been just like laying down like different things, different comps like on the table. So like going into this tournament, I'm very excited to like show everyone like how we're going to play.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Jinx.
Hello, this is Ravia from Jinx. My question is to Rossi. First of all, best of luck for the upcoming games. Can't wait for you to pop up on the global stage. I'm really excited. And my question is, like you mentioned, it was difficult for you to create that chemistry with the team in early stages, and you guys are meeting, for the first time IRL in Brazil. And while on the other side, other teams have been practicing, together at one place for months now. And do you think that it will affect the team performance in the tournament overall, or you guys have created that synergy that is required to beat the, tough teams coming into the competition?
I think synergy-wise, other teams might have an advantage, but I didn't see any difference. Like how to say, all our practice games, even when I was playing from India, like all our scrims are doing pretty well, and we are like just making some mistakes in game. But synergy-wise, I think we are doing okay, even if we are not like playing from online. It didn't bother us at all, unless the ping, of course. And yeah, it was pretty good. And playing in Brazil now, we are in the same room practicing from a couple of days. I think we're doing pretty good. It's the synergy is like not bothering us all. I mean, we're doing pretty good. Yeah.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Next question from Elizabeth.
Hi, my question is for Rossi. First off, I have many fans in chat right now who have stayed up to watch you. So they say hello, and they're supporting you. They told me it's AGE fighting. So they're but my question for you is that we've seen you play a lot of chamber pre-nerf. The last match I could find of yours was November 25th of 2022. With your 7-man roster, especially with 3 of your teammates specializing in the duelist role, how does that affect your agent distribution and roles?
I mean, I cannot be a one trick pony, right? And nobody can just use one agent, or nobody can stick to one role. Given that Valorant is changing every day, every season, and every update, you need to be like versatile. So I'm focusing on building myself as a player who is ready to play any agent, any type of roles, or adapting to any kind of situations thrown at me. I think that is what I'm focusing on, and it did affect a lot in the beginning, like I said, but I've been developing the skills for my role now, and I'm playing a lot of other agents. Before I used to just play like Jet and Chamber. Now I'm exploring a lot of other agents, and I've been given time to learn, and also a lot of help by the coaching staff. They're providing everything they can for me to get better at it. And yeah, I mean, I just want to be like, I just want to be a player who can play everything and get better at everything. That's the goal. I don't want to be stuck at one agent or one role. So yeah, we're doing good on that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. GE fighting.
Thank you. Next question from Solgi at VLR at BlixGG.
Hello, I have 2 questions. This first question is for Jesse Vash. So first off, happy birthday, Vash. So you'll be playing against Liquid with Nats and Redgar, who you've already played against in your debut Games of Champions in 2021. How does it feel to go up against them again now that they're on Liquid?
We are really excited. Every players are really excited to play against them. And as you can remember, they are part of the teams that 0-13 us, Redgar and Nats. So this is kind of revenge match for us. So you watch out, Redgar.
Thank you. And the second part of this question is for Rossi. So for you, Rossi, specifically, since you're like this sort of icon in India, and you're like the sole Indian player playing on the starting 5, how does it feel to have like this sort of burden, the weight of all of India on your shoulders?
It feels really good, to be honest. A lot of people, like, I get this question a lot, like, there's a lot of pressure on you. There are a lot of people expecting from you. I'm like, no, this is a really good chance for me. Let's say like there's like 10,000 people watching me. They want me to perform good, and if I perform good, it's a really good. It's good for me, and it's a really good boom for Indian esports if I perform good on international stages, because nobody has ever done it, let alone play on an international stage. So I take that as a lot of confidence and a lot of pride in me. Like, okay, there's so many people watching me now. I need to perform good. It's not pressure. It just I take it in a good way to become a superstar. If I play well, I'm a superstar. Yeah. So no pressure. All good.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, GE Fighting.
Thank you, G Fighting.
Thank you. And moving forward, please ask one question per one hand raise, just for the interest of time. Next question from Arnab.
Hi, Rossi. Hi, Rossi. First of all the best for your upcoming matches. I just wanted to ask, recently we got to know that Ronsky will not be in the will not be joining you guys in Brazil. Does this has hampered your game plan or the team or something like this, or and how you guys are approaching this situation?
Vronsky had some personal problems, outside the game. So it's sad for us that he's not here, and it's, it does impact us. But when we practice, it's not like if Vronsky is playing, we just go out of a computer, right? We keep watching the games regardless of who's playing or who's not playing. We're a summon roster, and we just watch each and every scrim. So we know what Vronsky's role is, what his agent is, what does he do in game. So we just have to, practice that with the team and build that synergy back again. Of course, it does affect us, but it's like Vronsky has played like, let's say 20 maps, and the new guy has to cover up that 20 maps as well to get on the same level or better. So it just takes them some, extra time, but we can cover it up for him, like whatever roles or whatever agency was playing. I think other players can pick it up because we're always watching, we're always discussing together, we're always in the server together, Discord, everything basically. So it does affect us, but it's just matter of time to get back at it. Yeah.
Thank you. Also, G Fighting.
G Fighting.
Thank you. Next question comes from Brandon at Esports GG.
Thank you very much. This is also for SK Rossi. Got a lot of people in the chat here for me as well at about 3:30 a.m. India time watching. So my question kind of follows up on all the roster, questions that you had. We see a couple of teams with larger rosters going into the Champions Tour this year, kind of like Evil Geniuses and then, Global Esports. My question for you is, how do the other players that are kind of brought in as substitutes fit in? Are they more for practice, more just to kind of be ready to jump in, like in a situation where Ronsky might not be able to come? What are their roles when they're not, performing with the starting roster?
It's all about being ready, knowing about every agent. Like, let's say if a guy is not playing and he will watch the game. If he's not on the starting, playing fire on that scrim, he just watches every game and keep giving inputs on what can be better, what can be, what mistakes we are doing, and also watch all the roles of other players. So if anything bad happens, he can just jump in and he knows what's the plan, what we're gonna do, and yeah, it's for that. And yeah, pretty much it. Like, we're always together, no matter who's playing, who's not playing, we're always together. Everybody knows what's going to happen in game. Everybody knows what's the thing. Yeah. So the fundamentals won't change. The plans won't change. It's just a player changing another player. That's it. Everything's going to remain same. Yeah.
Thank you. Next question comes from Vincent.
Thank you very much. Representing the German Referee Foundation, this is going to Redgar. Redgar, a quick question from you over here. I would very much like to know, you have not been with the team in a while. You unfortunately could not attend the bootcamp. How is it for you now in Brazil to be with your teammates and to perform with them?
Personally, it's very amazing to meet them all in real life, because when you can see like their faces, how we're communicating, like fist bumps and the other stuff, it's really like amazing. I really like missed that old feelings. So yeah, like it's pretty amazing. So thank you for the question.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Sean Gares.
Hey, what's up, everyone out there? So my question goes to you, Redgar. I'm curious what it feels like for you in-game leading on this team in English as opposed to the previous rosters that you played with? Has there been any bumps in the road? And how's practice gone with the new team? Because I think I speak for the world in saying like people expect you guys to be a heavy hitter with this lineup. What's it like being on Liquid and yeah, just your whole experience so far?
Okay. So if we start from the, no, I'm kidding. I think like the communication is it's really important thing. And sometimes when we just started to practicing, it was like a little bit hard because like I can't like do immediately the calls that I wanted to do like on my native language. But right now it's much pretty simple because like you have like keywords, like right now they're understanding what I want from the round, like they know my ideas, and it's like much simpler to like settle all these things, right? About like depression, like expectations from the others. I don't know. I don't know. Like on the paper, a lot of teams are looking pretty good, but what happens in the game, who knows? Like I said, like we didn't play for the 6 months. It's like first time we ever meet. It's like first time we're gonna play together, and it can be like really, really amazing like things. It can be like bad things and good things, but we are focusing on good things. I'm not gonna predict like how we're gonna play, but personally, I think like with personalities in our team are really good, and I really like our like chemical things.
Nice, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Nerditude Antonio. Nerditude, if you're speaking, you are muted.
Thank you. My question is for Redgar. Since 2020, you have been playing with the same people. How was the adaptation process with the new team?
I think like when you play with one team for a long time of period, sometimes you can like miss a lot of things, right? And it's really important for me like to refresh your knowledge, like maybe every year. Like maybe I can make it just with my routine, or I can like change one player in the roster and it changed like everything, right? When you have like the subs, it's also like changed everything. So I think that right now I'm playing like with another players. It's really improving me as an IGL, and it's opening my point of view on the game because I'm speaking like with a lot of people who are from different teams. They have different views, and I'm just using it all to provide something new, and it's really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Sage at Esports Illustrated.
Hi, my question is for Jesse Vash, and I just want to ask you about the new player in Team Secret, Envy. That he was the only change made into the team. So I want to see how Team Secret's play style improves or changes with him on the team, as well as how the team's search for chicken adobo has been going in Brazil.
Okay, thank you for the question. Invis very great players. I think he add more firepower to the team, and also he's a very flexible player, and he's also very vocal. So when it's come to discussion, we're doing a really great job discussing every problems and the solutions to our problems. And yeah, I think it's a really great addition. Invi is a very great addition to the team, and yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Rabia.
Hi, this question is for Rossi again. Rossi mentioned that you are now shifting to support agents. So I have a question on that. Do you think you will still be able to play as aggressively as you used to be with duelists, or the game plan has changed a bit?
Role wise, I need to fulfill my role. It's not like I can play on aim based. It's more about preferring utility over peeking alone by myself. But the game plan, apart from the game plan, I think when it comes to clutch situations or any other situation that are not planned, I think that's where my inner duelist come to life and just pop off. But other than that, yeah, in the initial stages, I was just dry peeking stuff, just like how I used to do in duelist. It was just in my, it's like a tendency after playing like 2 years of duelist, it just comes within of if I see enemy just take straight up duels. But yeah, that was like costing us a lot of rounds, and it's a mistake doing from my role. But yeah, I think the first job or the first mission is to fulfill the team needs as an initiator, and then just go crazy.
Awesome. Also, YT or Spotify?
Sorry, Spotify.
Kidding.
We can have a debate later.
Kidding. Yeah, sure. When we meet, definitely.
Thank you. Next question from Arnab.
Question is for Bone Cold. You guys have been apart, the team has been apart for a long time compared to global. So how do you see the upcoming matches? What are your thoughts?
Excuse me. So we've been a team for around like 4 months now, and during that time we played an online tournament. We played one on LAN in Red Bull home grounds, and had like a ton of practice for this tournament. So we're not really like this tournament. Like we're only going with the thought of like we only control our performance and not the results. So we're just gonna go like all out there. We're gonna have fun on stage, and we're not really scared of like any of the matches we're going to have, even again later on against this big guy over here.
Thank you. Next question from Solgi.
This question is for Jesse Vash. So I just wanted to know what are comps like in scrims or practice, whether it would be with your coach Warbirds or with Lenny, especially with how they don't speak Tagalog. But has the team shifted towards just speaking English, or are you still speaking in Tagalog most of the time?
The teams are still speaking in Tagalog, but the discussion after the game is in English. Yeah, and I think it's working good for us. Normally when we are with Warbirds in the practice room and Lenny, we normally speak English. But when we are together, the players with the Filipino players, we all speak Tagalog.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Elizabeth.
Hi, my question is also for Jesse Vash. I had a question about Warbirds and how that has been, having Warbirds come in as your head Valorant coach, and how that adjustment has been, and any what he has brought to the team that has been different.
I think Warbirds help us a lot about structure, is to be more structured team, because our strategy before are pretty more chaotic, I think. So yeah, I think it helps a lot. He help us a lot, like how the NA teams normally do things. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good. Best of luck.
Thank you. Next question from Vincent.
Thank you very much. It's me again. It's towards Bone Cold this time around. Bone Cold, you have showed us some, let's say, very interesting and intriguing compositions from time to time, like a harbor, for example, on Breeze. The map doesn't exist, but you get the point. Can you give us a little bit of a tease, or tell us if you and Sela have also thought of such fantastic compositions once more?
Thank you for the question. For sure, like from Red Bull to like this moment, we have been cooking up a little bit before coming into this tournament. I can say like with my heart that there is like a little spice coming into this tournament, but sadly I cannot leak it before the games. But yeah, we are ready to like show something nice for this tournament.
Thank you, Chef Bone Cold.
No problem.
Thank you. Next question from George Geddes.
Hi, yes. I just want to say hello to everyone. Redgar, absolutely massive. You've been hitting the gym. Mad respect, gotta say.
Thank you.
My question is for Bone Cold. So I have a question about obviously, if we go into your history a little bit, you won champions. Obviously, probably one of the biggest feats you can do in Valorant, itself. And obviously now with Vitality, you've changed players, obviously, completely new team, new atmosphere, that kind of stuff. With Vitality, do you believe that you have what it takes to win another championship?
I'd say with the chemistry that like we've been building on, and especially something that Salah has been bringing a lot to the team, where like he brings this like togetherness a lot. Like he's what is it? He's like very he loves to have like everyone around, like everybody, you know, like being like really nice to each other, and on top of that, bringing like a ton of structure. So what I bring from like my previous teams is like a lot of like explosiveness in the moment, chaotic calls. Sala brings like the counterpart where it's like very structured, and we've been like extremely good at like mixing it up. And I'm gonna say that like we're not looking to have like like super high peak, because the year in the franchising is going to be super long. So we're gonna pace ourselves, but for sure, like when it's going to be, you know, like later in the year, like we are going to be ready. Like with this team, we're going to be like contenders for champions.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks, George.
Thank you. And the final question will go to Rohan from Esports GG.
Hello, my question is for Edgar. You obviously were with Gambit and M3C later for a very long period of time. Now you're with Team Liquid. What has been the biggest change that you've had to have in terms of your leadership as you join the new team?
I think it's like the way how I'm gonna communicate with my people, like, because when you play with a team like for 2 years, right, you already know their habits, you already know everything about them. And when you're changing like the roster, you need to again like to go into this. And it's every time I think it's happy, like it's interesting, like to find out the way how to communicate better, how like to find out the full potential of the player. And yeah, like this is the way how I'm gonna communicate right now. And our goal is like to achieve the highest field that we can make.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So that concludes our press conference today with these players. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back shortly.
Hi guys. Hello. Finally, we got to see Rossi. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I'm really sorry for the disconnect in between the stream. Make sure that you guys tune in tomorrow as well, because I'll be streaming all the post-match conferences as well. And if you guys have questions, you guys can ask, and you can stick to my stream, because I guess there is one more interview left if you guys are keen to watch. But yeah, I know you guys were all waiting for Rossi and G, and if I'm being honest, me too. But yeah, sure. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Oh, by the way, I guess Sentinels is coming. I guess Sentinels will be coming. Most likely Tens will be joining. So that's sweet. I'm not sure. Last time it was Tens who represented Sentinels. This time it might be def. So if you guys are interested, as well as Booster is also left, yet to come. Booster will also be coming. So yeah, there are lots of more teams yet to come. So just looking, who else is left? I guess Saya player will be coming from T1 or Zeta maybe. And Khalil from Fury. Excuse me. Oh, and 100 Thieves is also left. Yeah. So yep. I guess Asuna will be there from 100 Thieves. Six more teams. Six no. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 more teams. 5 more players are left. They will be the last one, I guess. So yeah. If you guys have any questions, just type it in the chat. I'll try to answer everyone. Yep. I guess 2 more rounds left. Fnatic, Sentinels, 100 Thieves, T1, Furia, and one more, I guess. Let me see. I'll let you know. So we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen crew, I guess. Yep, we haven't seen crew. No, we saw crew. Messler was there from crew. My bad. There was from Leviathan as well.
Press conference at the Omega Stage pre-event day. Today we are joined by Stellar from 100 Thieves, Haodong from EDG, Tebotol from RRQ, Mr. Fallen from Foot Esports, and Sugetsu from Navi. So we will jump straight into remote questions. If you have a question for any of these players, please use the Zoom hand raise feature and we will call on you. First question goes to Alan.
Hello，浩东，Hello，浩东，Hello，Hello，我还是用英语问啊。So I will ask this question to Haodong, and I will speak in English first. So this question is for Haldon, and I would like to know how he experienced, or his team, how EDG experiences the scrims these recent days, and how do they feel the whole competitiveness in this locking event? 所以浩东，我想问问你，就是因为其实前面也在跟 Margo 在聊嘛，Margo 也说到训练赛的事情，然后我不知道你们训练赛最近感觉打起来强度感觉怎么样，尤其是对比，因为你其实22年冠军赛的时候你也在了，然后那个时候也是你来采访，所以你觉得对比那个时候，你觉得训练赛的感觉有什么变化吗？
我觉得现在在这边的训练赛强度还是要比在土耳其要高一点的，然后我们也在全心尽力的再去打这个训练赛，打得很认真也是。OK。
OK， 然后再补充一个小问题吧。Margo 说你们这次感觉要比上次放松一点，你有感觉到这种放松一点吗？
我能感觉到，因为上一次在土耳其的时候训练的时候都是很高强度的集中，然后导致可能感觉压力有点大吧，但是这次就会好很多。
好的，加油！OK，Thank you.
So Haldong's answer was recently we really put full attention to the scrims, and it feels like we have very high competitiveness this time. And also we would like to put more attention and to focus on ourselves on the scrims. And the follow-up question was, Margo mentioned that you guys feel a bit relaxed this time compared to that of in the champions. So what's your experience? And his answer was definitely, I would like to say, yes, I feel more relaxed this time because back to Turkey, it feels like we really have a very high intensity in our scrims, in our practice. So this really gave a huge pressure on our shoulders. So this time we feel a bit relaxed.
谢谢夏安。
Thank you. Next question from Vincent.
Thank you very much. This goes to Mr. Fallen. A pleasure to talk to you again. It's been a while. You last time we have talked, you said that you have taken the IGL role mostly because you sort of had to, right? There was no chance. Has that changed by now? Do you feel more comfortable in that specific role?
Well, yeah, of course. I'm fairly just used to it because you know, when you just practice so much with your team, there was just only just a few keywords to use it on the in game. So I'm just pretty comfortable right now. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Next question goes to Elizabeth.
Hi, my question is for Stellar. Recently, there has been discussions about the place of trash talk in esports and what is too much. In your eyes, what is the limit and max for BM/trash talk for people on stage, if there is one?
I don't think there is a limit, to be honest. I think it's all in good fun. It's a part of the competition, and as long as it's nothing personal, I think it's okay.
All right, thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you. Next question goes to Silgi VLR Blix GG.
Hi, this question is also for Stellar. So I just wanted to get your opinion on what on the 2023 roster shuffle switch in EU compared to NA, and what is it, and how do you compare the two?
I mean, I think between both regions, I think every single team did their absolute best to make the best roster they could. So, I mean, that's all there really is to it. I think everyone did their best, and I think this event's going to be really good just because of that.
Thank you. Next question goes to Alan.
Yeah, this is also a question goes for Stella. So your first match will be with EDG, who sit right next to you, and this will be your first time to meet with the Chinese team. So how do you feel about it, and what do you expect from that?
Personally, I'm super excited. I think I said it in a video somewhere last year at Champs that I really wanted to play EDG because they were looking great as the only Chinese team, I guess, to compete out of LAN for that year. And now I got my wish. So I hope it'll be a really good match, and you know, it'll be super exciting for me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Sean Garris.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna continue the Beaten one-on-one interview right now. Beaten sus in the chat. I'm curious, Stellar, what do you think of the new meta? I think when we brought you in 100 Thieves, you were so big on Killjoy at the time. Are you excited to maybe get that back in the game plan? And what are you guys dabbling with the chamber at all? Have you tried it?
I mean, listen, I can't leak everything, but I think the meta change kind of shifted to early last year, where it's kind of like you will see Astra KJ, I think, across the board for most teams on a bunch of maps. We did try chamber initially on a few maps, right after Red Bull, just to see how it played out, because we didn't get to try the nerf just until then. And he felt pretty underwhelming. We kind of weighed the options, so you probably won't see him. But I'm pretty excited to get back to kind of playing on my primary role, the Sentinel role. So glad to be back on that.
Let's go. Stellar chills in the chat.
Thank you. Next question goes to Brandon at Esports GG.
Thank you. This will be to Sugetsu. You typically play kind of the Sentinel role with some Viper, dabbled in there. We've seen the rise of Harbor, the change in the meta. It's a brand new year. Do you still intend on staying in that Sentinel role with a little bit of Viper here and there, or is there any big change that we might see from you?
Hello. This meta actually, I don't know why every team was playing with Harbor. I have no idea. As my captain said, that it's like probably the weakest agent in the game. So yeah, I will still keep my Sentinel role kind of Viper killjoy. So you won't probably see Harbor from me, but maybe you'll see on some map. I don't know. So it's like mystery for you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Alan.
Okay, thank you. So this is a question for Tapoto. You and your team RQ maybe one of the teams that is looking like underdogs in this locking event. And what is your feeling about that? And do you feel that you have how confident are you that you can, like, how far would you expect you can go in this event?
It don't really matter me that much, because I really don't care about people opinions, and I would say my expectation is gonna be top 8.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Antonio from Nerditude.
Hi, thank you. My question is for Soigetsu. What are your feelings after being crowned champions of Masters and the roster staying intact except for Ardis?
I think it's like not too much changes. So, what definitely was your question? I didn't understand.
Okay, my question is for what are your feelings about the team right now?
So good team. What we will show on Brazil, you will see. So I don't know what kind of feelings I can explain to you right now. So everything is good. Like I feel it's fine.
Thank you. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Neil at The Score Esports.
Hello, my question is for Tabato. I'm just curious if you managed to get your headphones back, and I also wanted to know if any changes have been made to help keep the equipment safe in the practice rooms.
I haven't get my alias back, and I just use my another headset.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to George Geddes.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. This question is for Sugetsu. I have some people in my chat, and we're all quite curious because we kind of got a little bit of a peek of it. We want to see the tattoo. We're not going to lie. Can we get a little, a little showing of it here, or?
You want to see?
Look at that.
What? It's mostly a question. Yes, again, I think.
Well, honestly, we just
Hold
wanted
on.
to see that. We just wanted to see the tattoo. Really, can we get we got like a close up now? Can we see it if you put it up to the
Yeah,
camera? Wow, look at that.
Hope you see it.
Thank you
I'm
very
sorry.
much. It looks really cool.
Great. So next question goes to Solgi at VLR Blix GG.
Hi, this question is for Tabano. So following up on the headset question, were you also able to get your sound card back?
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, I think we are wrapped with this press conference. Thank you very much for the players that joined us. Thank you for all who tuned in, and we'll be back with our final press conference soon.
So I guess this will be the last set of group. We haven't seen Fnatic yet, neither the players nor the coaches. So I expect Booster to be here. Usually he is the one who comes with Mini during the press conferences. Apart from that, we did see Psycho from Sentinels, but I do expect a player as well. Most probably it will be Tense. Most likely it will be Tense. And I guess one from T1 and one from Furia. And Footballist, we haven't seen any players from Footballist, I guess. No, we have seen. Yep, I guess that will be the last one. Also, guys, I usually stream these sorts of content throughout the season. And if you guys are interested, you guys can sub me and I'll stream every post-match conferences for the whole season, whether be VCT lock-in or the Masters event or even the Champions. So yeah, make sure that you sub so that you don't miss the press conferences. I think wait. If you guys have any questions, please type it in the chat so that I can answer you guys. Thanks, Harun brother. I hope you're enjoying this content. Thank you very much, brother. Also, yeah, please make sure to sub. As I said, I guess I am how much? Let me see. I'm just 30 subs away from 200. So yeah, I would really appreciate if you guys sub to my channel and stick around because I'll be streaming throughout the whole season. Zorix, I'm not sure yet. Though I think it will be Tense who will be coming. or it might be Tens or Def. One of them. Hi Harsh. How are you? How are you doing? Please, you guys can type it in the chat. Interact with me. If you guys have any questions, ask me. I'm here to answer you guys. If you guys want to ask the players any questions, if I feel like we can ask them, I'll ask on your behalf. So please. Yes. We will be seeing Fnatic. We haven't seen anyone from Fnatic yet. So I think Boaster will be coming from Fnatic. Usually he's the one who represents the team in press conferences like this, along with Mini. But let's see. Which team I am supporting? If I'm being honest, on my pick'ems, it's Loud to win it all. If I'm being really honest, that Loud will be winning the tournament. But my heart says that Fnatic should be the one who should win the tournament, because they have been proving ever since the start of the Valorant tournament. Whether be it Reykjavik, then Berlin again, Reykjavik, they have always been there. No, Ayush. No one will be coming from
Headsets on.
G anymore, and we have the players here. So we have Def from Sentinels.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the final press conference of today. We are joined by Muzira from Furia, Munchkin from T1, and Def from Sentinels. Now we're going to start with pre-submitted questions. First question going to Def. What do you think about your first round opponent, Fnatic, with your most famous victory coming against them in Reykjavik back in 2021?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Iceland event because the team is so different now. So it's hard to judge both us now and then Fnatic then. So yeah, unsure about that. But they're obviously a really strong team. They have the core from last year. They made it to every event. So they're a tough opponent. Probably not the ones we wanted to play first, but I mean, we've got to beat most teams to get to the final anyway. So excited to play them.
Thank you. Next question goes to Muzira. This is from Lewis at Desherto. This will be your first international tournament since Valorant Champions 2021, where your then team, Keed Stars, couldn't win a match. Are you looking forward to the opportunity to prove yourself internationally?
Essa pergunta para você, MWZera, esse vai ser seu primeiro campeonato internacional desde 2021, quando você estava defendendo outro time, e vocês não tiveram a oportunidade de ter uma vitória. Você acha que está trazendo diferente, vai conseguir ganhar esse? Quais são as suas expectativas?
Bom, acho que as expectativas são boas, né? Querendo ou não, a gente vem treinando bastante, muitas horas, a gente vem acertando muitas coisas que a gente vinha errando. Acho que a gente está apenas querendo cumprir metas, assim, durante o ano e os torneios. A gente quer ir bem devagar mesmo, sem criar muita coisa na cabeça. Claro que a gente sabe que a gente tem potencial para vencer um campeonato, um torneio. E é basicamente isso, a gente está bem tranquilo, sem pressão também, e é isso.
I believe that despite knowing that we have the potential to win a championship and everything, we are in a very chill, let's say, mindset. We came here with our goals. We are going forward to reach our goals towards the year in like a step-by-step kind of mindset. And we've been practicing a lot. We've been evolving a lot. Like able to fix a lot of like missing points here and there. And that's basically it. We are focusing on the long run.
Thank you. We'll now turn over the questions to remote media. If you have a question for any of our players, please use the Zoom hand raise feature and we'll call on you. First question comes from Fomos.
Ayush, I'll answer your question. Deficit the
Thank you.
IGL for
저는 먼치킨 선수한테 질문 드리겠습니다.
Sentinels?
안녕하세요.
Oh
안녕하세요.
no,
네,
Saucy won't be.
아무래도 지금까지 T1이라는 팀이 물음표가 따라다니는 건 어쩔 수 없다라고 생각을 하는데 현재 이제 팀워크하고 팀의 완성도는 어느 정도인지 좀 말씀 주시고요. 그다음에 이번 대회에서 팀원들 중에 활약이 기대되는 선수는 누구라고 생각하시는지도 의견 부탁드립니다.
저희를 궁금해하신 그 분들이 굉장히 많은 건 알고 있었고요. 뭐 저희가 이제 연습을 시작한 지는 조금 되긴 됐지만, 근데 그만큼 게임을 처음 시작하는 그 팀 게임을 처음 하는 선수도 있기 때문에 뭐 아직 그렇게까지는 많이 완성됐다고는 생각하진 않는데, 저희가 성장하는 속도나 이런 걸 봤을 때는 챔피언스 전까지는 많이 준비될 것 같아요. 그리고 가장 기대되는 선수는 이번 대회에서 제타 선수가 아마 가장 잘해주지 않을까 싶네요.
Well, the question was for Munchkin, and the question was, well, T1 with this new roster, they still need to prove themselves. So how's the teamwork and how complete do you think the team is? And is there a player that we should keep an eye out for? And Munchkin's answer was, well, we do have some players that still lack experience in terms of international Valorant scene. But when you look at the rate of our growth, it feels like our team and our teamwork will be pretty complete, and that would be near the level that we want to reach by champions, and the player to watch out for will be Zeta.
Thank you. Next question comes from Brandon Esports GG.
Thank you. I'll ask this to Def. I spoke with Psycho in the first press conference, and he was very proud of how far you've come as an IGL. And he believes that you're one of the best in the world. So I just kind of want to ask you a similar question. What kind of fine tuning have you done in that role to kind of see evolution from XSET to now on Sentinels?
Yeah, I think I did most of my growth on XSET. But I think the addition of Sassy and Pancada, I feel like I'm learning a lot from them. It seems like the Brazilian guys had a different way of playing and seeing the game. So it's just adding that level of a championship winning team and structure, and then adding it to the stuff I already learned on XSET. So yeah, I feel like just the addition of them guys and learning the in and outs of how they like playing, I think we're going to be really strong.
Thank you. Next question from Alan.
Yeah, this is also a question for Dev. And so you apparently you are IGL now, and you were IGL in XSET, but the people are different, the crews are different, and you have teammates like Tens, who is a superstar during all Sentinels eras. So what is the major difference to embrace all these, the member changes?
Yeah, I think the main difference for me between XSET and Sentinels now is the skill difference. Everyone on the team now can take over a round and win a round for us. So it's not being so micro and controlling every round and letting the players decide what they think is good sometimes. So I can take a step back because I feel like everyone on the team skill ceiling is so high.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Gabriel at Globo.
Hi, I will do my question in Portuguese, okay?
Okay.
É para o MWZera. Esse é um campeonato inicial da temporada. Eu queria saber o que a Fúria almeja nesse lock-in, e considerando que uma derrota resulta em eliminação, como melhor aproveitar a experiência desse torneio?
Acho que a experiência boa que a gente está tirando desse torneio, principalmente, é treinar já contra outros times, outras regiões. Claro que a gente quer mandar bem no campeonato. Se a gente perder ou ganhar, eu acho que não vai mudar nada pro nosso longo do ano, porque como você disse, é uma MD3 eliminatória, não tem como mostrar muita coisa de nós, não tem como mostrar muita coisa do torneio caso a gente venha perder. Então a gente tá bem tranquilo, a gente quer também tirar esse peso de jogar logo uma partida de campeonato com esse time para ver como esse time vai se sobressair durante o campeonato. E eu acho que a gente tá pensando mais nisso, sabe?
Thank you. Next question from Solgi at VLR/PlixGG.
This question is for Munchkin. I just wanted to ask, what has it been like for Carpe to adapt from his time in Valorant ever since he switched over from Overwatch?
카르페 선수의 그 먼치킨 선수에게 가는 질문인데요. 이제 카르페 선수가 오버워치에서부터 넘어왔잖아요. 좀 적응은 어떻게 하고 있는지 궁금하다고 합니다.
카르페 선수한테 가장 신기했던 거는 이제 오버워치 하다가 발로란트 넘어온 지 한 3개월 정도밖에 되지 않았는데 뭐 매주마다 계속 성장하는 배워가는 게 계속 느껴지기 때문에 진짜 가면 갈수록 어느 퍼포먼스까지 보여줄 수 있는 포텐셜 있는 선수라는 걸 좀 증명해주는 선수인 것 같아요.
Well, it's only been 3 months since he switched over to Valorant, but when you see how he's developing and maturing as a player, I think he has high potential, and it's just amazing to see how quick he's been adapting to the game.
Thank you. Next question from Sean Garris.
Hey, my question goes to Def. Rory, you mentioned previously that this team has a lot more skill than the Exit lineup, and I think everyone agrees, like, this lineup is ridiculously stacked. And you also alluded to the fact that, the Brazilians brought in like a new style and that Exit was very stratted up. And I agree. I think Exit was one of the most stratted teams in the region. Will you retain that stratted up style, or will we see something similar like what we saw with Loud? Loud in the alpha bracket was very loose and they played on the fly a lot of the times and they made great reads. Is that something that the two Brazilians have brought to Sentinels?
Yeah, it's a really good question. It's not about replacing it really. It's more about adding on the addition of it. They play very simple, and I feel like on Exit sometimes it had to be complicated. But for this team, I'm learning that we can do things really simply and get away with it just because the amount of skill on the team. So it's about merging it together, making sure that the Brazilians feel comfortable, and then the guys from NA also have that default style kind of American play.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Sage from Esports Illustrated.
Hi, my question is also for Def, and it's also about just Exit a bit. After spending time on Exit, you moved to Sentinels with Psycho and Zekian, but recently in Brazil, you were able to reunite with all of your former teammates. I just wanted to ask you what that reunion was like for you, and if there's just any fun banter between all the teammates just to possibly meet each other and beat each other at this event.
Yeah, none of us got drawn in the same group, so I don't think that rivalry is there yet. But yeah, it's really nice just seeing them guys again. It's kind of bittersweet in the way that we kind of departed, but I'm so glad that everyone on that team got a chance for this year. So I think that's the main takeaway for me, that everyone put their heart and soul into Exit, and it's reaped the rewards for this year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question goes to Fomos.
땡큐. 다시 먼치킨 선수께 질문입니다. 전략적인 질문 하나 하고 그다음에 상대에 대한 질문인데 지난해 이제 체인버 오퍼레이터가 전략의 중심이었던 거랑 달리 체인버가 너프되면서 어떤 부분에 있어서 전략들이 중요해질 것 같은지는 의견하고, 특히 이제 Z로 대체가 된다거나 이 타격대 전략이 활용될 수가 있다는 의견에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지, 그리고 옆에 이제 선수가 계시지만 첫 상대인 퓨리아 e스포츠에서 경계되는 선수가 있다면 누구인지도 같이 말씀해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
네, 첫 번째로 일단 체인버가 너프 당하면서 메타적으로 잘 안 보이긴 하는데요. 네, 체인버가 확실히 너프 먹음으로써 이제 팀 플레이라든지 이제 팀 정말 색깔이 정말 많이 보일 수 있는 메타의 변화가 생겼다라고 생각하거든요. 그래서 오히려 좀 더 재밌는 경기나 좋은 경기력 같은 거 보여줄 수 있을 것 같고, 그리고 솔직히 타격대 같은 경우는 정말 많은 팀에서 팀마다 쓰는 대가 너무 많이 다르기 때문에 뭐 레이즈나 제트, 네온 다 달라서 뭐 무슨 타격대가 위주로 나올 건지는 잘 모르겠지만 그나마 Z가 좀 많이 사용될 것 같아요. 그리고 퓨리아를 이제 브라질 홈 경기장에서 만나게 되어서 굉장히 재밌을 것 같고, 그리고 어느 정도 잘하는 팀이라는 거를 리스펙트하고 있기 때문에 좀 그래도 MW제라 선수가 가장 경계되지 않나 싶네요.
Well, this one was for Munchkin, and the question was about the strategic elements of the meta and also about their opponents. So the first question was, last year the meta revolved around Chamber with the operator, but ever since the Chamber's nerf, what do you think the teams would build their strats around? And what are your thoughts on the Jet being prevalent again, and also about the double duelist coming back to the meta? And his answer was, well, ever since Chamber was nerfed, we don't see him a lot. But I think this is a really chance. This would be a great chance for all the teams to really rely on crafting once again and develop their own play styles too. So we are going to see a lot of different styles coming into Brazil. And also in terms of the double duelist meta, I mean, the teams can run Jet and Race depending on which strats that they are running. So it really depends on what they want to do with the game. But I do think we're going to see Jet a lot. And to answer your second question about Furia, I think it's going to be fun because they are a home team in Brazilian soil. And I know they are a strong team. So it's definitely going to be challenging and fun at the same time. And I think MW0 would be a player that would give us the most challenge in that series.
Thank you. Next question goes to Antonio from Nerditude.
Hi, my question is for Dev. Sentinels were on the top, won Masters, and now with a new team, do you think they can become the top one again?
Yeah, I mean, our goal, I guess our long-term goal is not this tournament. Obviously, we want to be at the Masters and go to champs and win the split. So that's the most important thing for us. It's hard to tell. The Americas League is so stacked. There's a bunch of good teams, especially the South American teams, really hard to play against. So yeah, it's kind of up in the air. We're very confident in the way we're practicing right now. And I know in a couple of months we're going to be insane, but I just think the level of play in Valorant right now is really high. Everyone plays a different style. Nothing looks the same, and you have to be really adaptive. So I'm really looking forward to seeing next year and how it pans out. We're pretty confident that we're going to be a top contending team, but yeah, there's some great teams out there right now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question from Prensa Esports Juan.
Yeah, thank you. My question is also for Dev. So even though you're on another team, how does having the same coach help you grow as an IGL, even though it is a team with some new players?
Yeah, we added a strategic coach too, which is Kaplan. So our support staff is Kaplan, Drew Spark, who's our analyst, and then obviously Don Psycho being our head coach. So we've had to get used to having a lot of support staff, which has been different for us. But it's finding that balance between how much input does each person get and how do we work with it and stuff like that. But I think Don is just a great people person. So he's always good at managing teams regardless of who he worked with. But yeah, we've gone heavy-handed on strategy. And then Don is kind of taking the role of being that emotional leader that I think every team needs.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question from Solgi at VLR Blix GG.
Hi, this question is from Munchkin again. So leading up into lock-in, you guys are boot camping in NA for a good month or so. How has that boot camp helped the team grow in the time since?
원치키 선수를 위한 질문인데요. 일단 여기 브라질 오기 전에 북미 지역에서 부트캠프를 한 걸로 알고 있는데 좀 이런 전지훈련이 어떻게 팀에게 도움이 됐는지 궁금하다고 합니다.
일단 NA가 전 세계에서 가장 이제 스크림 퀄리티가 가장 높은 지역이라고 생각을 하고 있었고, 일단 거기서 연습을 하는 것 자체만으로 일단 엄청난 성장이 있었어요. 그리고 저희가 이제 팀업을 처음 맞추는 상황인데 그런 어려운 지역에서 할 수 있었던 기회가 있었다 보니까 이제 처음 스크림과 이제 마지막에 끝날 때 스크림은 아예 좀 많은 변화가 보일 정도로 많이 성장할 수 있었던 것 같아요.
So to answer your question, I think NA is one of the regions that you can get the highest quality when it comes to scrimming. So even the fact that we got to scrim the teams in NA, that meant a lot for us. And because it was so tough going up against a lot of NA teams, I mean, it like kind of spurred our growth, I guess. So when you look at the scrim results from where we were in the beginning and where we were at the end of the bootcamp, they were really different. So yeah, that bootcamp definitely helped us grow.
Thank you. And the final question comes from Vamos.
땡큐. 오케이. 다시 먼치킨 선수께 질문 드리겠습니다. 지난주에 이제 지난주에 이번 주 알파조 경기가 진행이 됐는데요. 같은 퍼시픽 소속인 DRX나 젠지, 탈론 등이 굉장히 좋은 모습을 보여줬어요. 만약에 경기들을 지켜보셨다라면 이들 경기에 대한 감상 간단하게 부탁드리고요. 이들하고 퍼시픽 리그에서 경쟁을 하셔야 되는 T1의 입장에서 내세울 수 있는 팀의 장점이라면 뭐라고 생각하시는지 그것도 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 일단 앞선 조들의 경기를 보고 되게 느꼈던 거는 이제 생각했던 것보다 퍼시픽 리그가 굉장히 어려울 거라고 생각이 들었고, 그리고 DRX는 워낙 잘하는 팀이라고 생각을 하고 있었지만 이번에 다시 한번 좀 힘든 상황에서도 얼마나 더 좋은 경기력을 보여주면서 이 험난한 좀 경기 같은 거를 잘 해결해 나가는지 그런 성장을 또 다시 한번 볼 수 있었던 것 같아요. 그리고 젠지 같은 경우에도 저희가 생각했던 것보다 엄청 좋은 경기력을 보여줘가지고 네, 굉장히 퍼시픽 리그가 힘들 수도 있겠구나 생각 많이 했었습니다.
So the question was from Munchkin, and the question was, well, last week we had the Alpha Group series, and of course DRX played very well, and also other teams from the APEC region really performed very well. So what are your thoughts on their games? And you also would need to face those APEC teams when you go back to Korea and VCT as well. So what do you think your team offers as a solid competitor and a contender in that league? And Munchkin's answer was, well, from seeing how they performed in Alpha Group, I think VCT APAC is going to be tougher than I expected. I knew how DRX were a strong team, but seeing them kind of pull through and push through the most difficult scenarios, you are able to see how solid they are and how strong they are. And I think Genji delivered as well. And I think they did better than I expected them to. So I definitely think VCT is going to be a tougher challenge for me.
Thank you very
Sorry.
much.
sorry. 그 질문 중에 아까 두 번째 질문이 아직 답변을 안 해주셨는데 T1이 이제 경쟁 입장에서 내세울 수 있는 장점이 무엇인지에 대한 답변 좀 추가로 부탁드릴게요.
일단 저희가 NA 지역에서 굉장히 좋은 걸 얻었다고 생각하는 게 이제 팀 운영이라든지 그리고 그 게임 안에서 생기는 문제점들을 어떻게 해결해야 되는지 그런 것들을 좀 NA에서 많이 배울 수 있었거든요. 전 그런 장점들이 퍼시픽 리그에서 굉장히 크게 작용할 거라 생각하고 그리고 네, 그런 것들이 좀 크게 작용할 것 같아요.
Well, the second question was, what do you think T1 offers, and what do you think T1's strengths are compared to other VCT APEC teams? And Munchkin's answer was, well, during our boot camp in NA region, we learned a lot about micro and macro of the game, and we were able to learn a lot about also how to adapt and fix our problems in game and mid game. So I think that's going to help us out a lot in the future.
Thank you very much. And this concludes the Omega Stage pre-event press conference. The Omega Stage will kick off tomorrow, 2 p.m. Brazilian time, with the first match between Team Liquid and Team Secret. Thank you everyone for joining us.
That was, I guess. Thank you guys for being here. Sticking to the stream throughout the way, and again, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be live again tomorrow with with post-match conference streams as well. If you guys enjoyed this sort of content, please, as I said before, make sure to please like and subscribe. I'm trying something new. And if you guys are enjoying, just let me know. Okay, thank you for sticking, I guess. And I hope you guys, I hope to see you guys tomorrow as well. Bye. Have a great day. Good night.